Hello again, 102ers. Hopefully this is the second video you've watched so far, because that introductory video, which was listed first in the announcement, well, that'll help you get ready for the semester. If you had me for 101, or if you had me for 102 before, you've probably already seen the video, so I'm okay with that. But if you haven't, and this is the first video you're watching, stop it right now and go back and watch the intro. No, seriously. It's going to make life so much easier. Just go do it. Okay, good. You're back. Now, before we jump right into it, I do have a very important announcement to make, and yes, I'm actually being serious this time. These videos are not meant to be a full lecture of the material. I will not record myself droning on for 80 minutes to discuss the material that you're supposed to cover. These videos are meant to be a quick introduction to the material, a bit of guidance where I see that the students from the past got confused, and a bit of explanation about what's coming up. I always aim to have the videos under 15 minutes, although overruns do happen. These are just meant to get you moving forward. If you have any questions about the material, whether it's in the video or whatever, please reach out and ask me. I will be much happier to explain in detail at that point. I just can't stand recording these long videos and then knowing that nobody watches them and then having all these questions. So, if you have any questions, please reach out and I'm happy to answer them. Everyone's heard there is no stupid question, but I disagree. The only stupid questions, the truly stupid ones, are the ones that you're too afraid to ask and they go unanswered. Answering questions is quite literally in my job description. So please don't just assume that you know what's going on. Verify that you do, okay? Okay. Now, let's really jump into it, shall we? The intro video launched you through what this page here is and where everything is. So let's pop right over here and look at the masterclass schedule. I made sure it's the first widget here anymore. And you can see that once again, all due dates are Sundays by 11:59 p.m. Eastern. It's convenient, isn't it? Well, anyway, you can click on the entire schedule by clicking on this link right here. And when you do that, you will see this pop up. And again, in convenience, we have week 1, which is our first week, and it's going to show us exactly what we need to do right here, okay? Now, I keep mentioning the announcement. So remember, if you go back here and you take a look, the announcements, your announcement should be higher than this, and it's going to look like this, okay? Welcome to week 1. I'm going to have, recaps of week 1 and preview of week 2 and so forth. But I always have something up here just to kind of tell you what's going on, and it's a little bit longer in week 1. Here's the introductory video, and I do have chapter listings for each of these. So you just click on them, and you're taken right to that part. So let's say you already know where the announcements are, but you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say the calendar widget. So you click right here, and it takes you right there, okay? And this will be your week 1 video, obviously. You don't see Conan O'Brien right now because we're not doing a literature review anymore. But I'll have this updated for that as well. What are we doing this week? Well, we're reading and reviewing this material here. All of this stuff under this bullet point is the getting started material. This is the stuff that is just the basics of the class. You can see, the course overview for the students, which I think you've already watched maybe in the first announcement. The instructor information, which again is going to be in my introductory video. The syllabus, if you're curious as to what the goals of this class are. The required assignments and point values, course evaluation measures, course expectations and English department policies, like late policies. The master schedule, which we're going to look at next. Technology resources, student services resources, accessing Office 365. All of this here is for you to look at. I'm not going to test you on any of this. However, it's good to have them. Okay. Other than that, I'd like you to read through these assignments. And the only thing different from here to here, I have these 5 things listed. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things listed. But then I have another video, the selecting an appropriate topic video. So if you click on that, you will see a YouTube link. And down here in the announcements, or I'm sorry, the notes, you will see, again, chapter listings. We talk about topic selection. I have to actually change that a little bit, I guess. 2 important rules to selecting a solid topic that are in there. What are the forbidden topics? Topics that you cannot choose, and why you can't choose them. I don't just give you a list and say, don't do it. As you can see, that runs for damn near 8 minutes. That's important to go through. Starting the selection process, how to narrow things down, examples and explanations, questions to ask about your proposed topic, and then just get out there and do it. So you can go through and see what all of these things are, okay? Whoa, hey. But there we go, time to do it, right? So get in there and get it done. And then, of course, I have complete. These are things that I'm not going to collect, but it's going to be very helpful to you. We'll talk about debatable topics list in a minute. And here are the actual assignments that are due at the end. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video, okay? Perfect. Let's go to the schedule. And we're going to start off with what is an exploratory research essay. So you click on that link, you're taken to this. And it explains exactly what the first assignment, the first big assignment is going to be due in week 3. This is not due next week, okay? This is just week 1. This will be due in week 3. So it's an introduction to the selected research topic. It allows a researcher to explore some of the existing academic writing that has been published and so forth and so on. Basically, it's getting your toe wet. It's getting into the pool slowly, okay? So what are we asking you to do? Well, it's down here. We're basically going to make sure that you have an in-depth grasp of your topic. An exploratory research essay means that you are going to explore the research of your topic. I mean, it's pretty easy to see that, right? So I want to make sure that you understand this topic very deeply, not just a matter of getting in there and saying, oh, well, I wrote this in 6th grade, I should be good. No, you need more than that. And I want to make sure that you are writing it, not AI, okay? If you're taking material from an artificial intelligence generator, you're not doing it right, okay? And that's part of this week's homework, the academic integrity, okay? And then we have the process. Choosing a topic is first and foremost. You're going to be thinking about that this week and setting on it next week, okay? Complete planning and drafting. We're going to talk about that again next week. Write a 3 to 4 page APA formatted exploratory research essay, not including front and back matter. That is title page and references page. So 3 to 4 pages of actual meat, okay? And it's going to be, as you can see, at least 6 paragraphs. Introduction and conclusion will be a single paragraph each. And then the body of the essay is going to be a minimum of 4 paragraphs. You'll have 2 summaries and then at least 2 evaluations, okay? And that's going to be in there. Here are some more ways to look through things, to look at the sample. I actually write my own sample. I just haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. You will have it by next week. It's just a matter that this is a brand new assignment. And I am still working on polishing everything that I want to get done for this. So you can look at this, everything that's in here. You can click on the accordion boxes and see exactly what's in there. And here's the full exploratory sample. So if you want to see what the college-wide sample looks like, it's fine. Click there. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to be talking about this much more in depth next week, but right now that's kind of where we're starting and why we're doing what we're doing. After that, if you don't know, why is this going like that? Okay. If you don't know kind of how to find a topic, well, what I'd like you to do is use SIRS. It's set up, the course is usually set up to use Credo. I can't stand Credo. I think it's pointless. However, I do really like SIRS. And if you want to know where SIRS is, you can either go into this page and click right here, or you can go back here and click back on the main portal page, find where it says Student Success Toolbox, scroll down here to Library, click on that, and then right under here, under Databases, are all the databases that you could possibly use. SIRS is down here towards the bottom. Now, when you click on it, it's going to have you log in and then, authenticate yourself. I've already done that through the magic of editing. So we click on this, we come up to here. SIRS is fantastic because it's got trending topics that you can look at. And it's also got editor's picks, the green movement here. Okay, great. So we pick on that, and it's a leading issue page, which means it's going to give you a little bit of a summary of the topic, give you an idea of what people talk about, 2 viewpoints on it, and a few sources under each. Then you can go down here to ask you some critical questions, which is great, to get you thinking about the topic. There's always some sort of an editorial cartoon here. Big government is an attack our freedom. It's making us buy from frilly green light bulbs. What would you think the founding fathers would say? And of course she gives a candle. Okay, great. You ever notice that cartoons are never as funny when you have to explain them? But anyway, you have these in each of the leading, and then it's going to give you an environmentalism timeline and a timeline for any of your topics. You can click on view full timeline, it'll show everything. And then also it shows you leading issues that are related to this. So conservation of natural resources, recycling, sustainable development, pollution, climate change, they're all there, okay? If you don't want to do that one, that's fine. Let's go back. You can type in up here. I'm a big fan of cyber security. Click on that, and we can see again, that's a leading issue as soon as it comes up. So here we have, again, 2 viewpoints, a bunch of sources here. We have the editorial cartoon over here, some critical questions, another timeline that you can click on, and then other things that are linked to it. Honestly, I really, really like SIRS. It is very, very helpful to find topics if you're not quite sure what to do. So it's a good one. If you like Credo, you've used it before, you want to keep using it, I am not going to tell you no. I just think this one is a little bit better, okay? I did mention that you'll be finding a topic, right? That's sarcasm, sorry. Well, in what makes a debatable thesis / academic topic, it kind of shows you what is exactly necessary for these topics. It must be debatable, which means you can have disagreements between reasonable people. Look at that. That is an important word. Reasonable. Okay? If people tell you gravity doesn't exist, it's just a phony, fake thing from the sneaker salesman, okay, they're insane, you don't believe them. Alright? Same thing with the earth is flat. No, it's not. It's an oblate spheroid. We've known that for millennia. Okay? So, those are not reasonable people. Those are insane people. So, debatable means that you can actually have a disagreement with reasonable individuals who will actually see facts, okay? So junk food is bad for your health. No kidding. Show me somebody who doesn't think that, okay? However, if we have, because junk food is bad for your health, the size of sodas offered at fast food restaurants should be regulated by the federal government. Now that is a good topic. Because now you're bringing in personal freedoms, you're bringing in government oversight, you're bringing in the science that fast food is bad for you. But how do we deal with it? We have to be assertive. Federal immigration law is a tough issue, which many people disagree. No kidding. There's a lot of people that disagree with that. I mean, that's a no-brainer. You need to come down on one side or the other. Federal immigration enforcement law needs to be overhauled because it puts undue constraints on state and local police. Now what you're doing is you're bringing it in there. You're now saying, I believe this side. That's assertion, okay? That's an assertive statement. So that's very good. You do have to be reasonable. That means when you're talking about things, you have to be able to see things and not just state opinions willy-nilly. City council members stink and should be thrown in jail. That very well may be. There we go. That very well may be. But you're not actually giving me an argument. You're giving me an assertion, which is a bad thing. An assertion is an unsubstantiated argument. You've got no evidence to prove it. It's just an opinion. City council members should be term limited to prevent one group or party from maintaining control indefinitely. Now, this is an opinion, but what you're doing is you're providing enough material now that we can find sources and facts to back it up. And there we go, sources. It must be evidence-based. individuals convicted of murder will go to hell when they die. Okay, great. That's religious. Look, I was born and raised in the Catholic faith. Okay? I'm not going to push that on anybody. But here's the thing. Not everybody was born and raised in Catholicism. I've got friends who are Jews. I've got friends who are Protestants. I've got friends who are Muslims. I've got friends who are atheists. I've got a cousin who's an atheist. So the point is, not everybody shares your religious beliefs. So you can't use your religious belief as a fact. I'm sorry to say this, but the Torah, the Talmud, the Quran, the Bible, none of them are scientific textbooks. They're all creed-based writings. So you can't use them as proof. Rehabilitation programs for individuals serving life sentences excuse me, should be funded because the programs reduce violence within prisons. That takes away all sorts of religion. Now you're putting it with, again, fact-based, statistical analysis, okay? It must be focused. I used the example many years ago. I want to write about the ocean. Great, the ocean covers 75% of the planet. What are you going to write about? There you go. The federal government should overhaul the U.S. tax code. The U.S. tax code's crazy. It's like trying to unscramble, but unwind spaghetti strands after you've cooked them. Okay? It's ridiculous. The U.S. House of Representatives should vote to repeal the federal estate tax. Now what we've done is we've taken the federal estate tax, a smaller portion of the U.S. tax code. When you hear people screaming about the economy sucks, great. Ask them what part. The economy is this huge beast that deals with debt, the gross national product, unemployment, inflation, all sorts of things. So what exactly sucks about it? What specifically? Okay? That's the point. You need to narrow things down and focus them. Now, before we get into the stages of debate on a topic or selection, I kind of want to show you the debatable topics list. Originally, I really couldn't stand the topics that were on here and the way it was put together, and I had a huge problem with it, and I made a lot of comments about it. And then finally, two of my incredible colleagues and I kind of put our noses to the grindstone, and we redid this page. And truthfully, and completely with bias, I think it's an amazing page, and you are welcome to look through it. So clicking on the debatable topics list will take you here, and you can see all sorts of things. These are the main subjects: animal rights, athletics, business, legal studies and marketing, culinary arts, education, environment, engineering, technology and agriculture, health, science and medicine, public service and social justice, technology, transportation, visual communications, music and art. Okay, great. Well, that's wonderful. And they got these little pictures here. I did the pictures. So let's say, oh, well, what do we want to write about in athletics? Click on the accordion. Oh, possible topics. We can talk about mental health in competitive sports, regulations for transgender athletes, impacts of early specialization in sporting among youth players. Well, that's not giving us the topic. That's giving us a probable idea of where we want to direct ourselves. So we have to ask research questions like, what are the potential consequences of adult involvement in youth sports? We all know about hockey moms and baseball dads and all that crap, right? So how do we do that? What are we going to talk about? How are we going to narrow ourselves down? And each one of these general subjects has narrowed topic ideas and sample research questions as well. We have a bunch throughout. Education's a biggie because, we're teachers and we do that stuff. We've got so many things that you can go through. And truthfully, if you want to find a question in here and use that, I'm all for it. These have all been verified by myself and my two colleagues, and then blessed by the college-wide English departments. So, these are really good. But I also think that you could definitely do your own thing if it's something that you kind of feel really important to, okay? Let's go back. Perfect. Now we get into stages of debate in topic selection. The nuances of it, right? So we must consider how to articulate a research topic, in case that word is a little bit too SATs for you. To articulate means to clearly explain. Can you clearly explain this? So you know how you do something stupid and your parents are like, what were you thinking? You're like, I don't know. Well, that's not articulation. When they say, what were you thinking? You say, well, my one friend was doing this. My other friend was doing this. I had a feeling it was going to be a bad idea, so I wanted to make sure that they were going to stay out of jail. And now you are articulating, okay? Different types of inquiry or stages of debate, which are down here, and a range of positions in a debate. Okay, so let's start up here. Ways to articulate. Well, we can talk about the tentative thesis statement. Just kind of writing about it. Please don't write about abortion. Okay? Watch that video that I showed you in the announcement, the selecting a debatable topic. Abortion's not a good topic, okay? It always gets religious or political. Then we have, how do we do it? We talk about kind of the which way we're going to go. We ask open-ended research questions. Again, we're going back to here. And the war in Iraq. I don't know why they're stuck on that one. But apparently they still are. It is what it is. But you can ask these questions to kind of keep yourself moving forward. Okay? I really like the mental health aspects in sports. Should all professional sports teams have a mental health trainer in addition to a physical trainer? Okay, that's a good question. Should we do that? Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. Okay. Stages of debate and lines of inquiry. Well, we can talk about the argument of being, or just simply the definition. Does it exist or not? What is it? Is it real? Is it something that you can actually focus on and find material on? Or is this one of those theoretical concepts that you just sit there and talk about with your friends? An argument of jurisdiction. Basically, who are the experts or authorities responsible? Because I hate to tell you this. A lot of people love talking about things they only know partially about. Find somebody who knows a lot about it and then ask the questions. Argument of causal relations. What caused this to happen? Or what will come because of this? Those are big deals. An argument of nature or value. Is it a good or a bad? I hate those two words, though. What's good to one person is not good to all people. What is bad to one person is not bad for all people. So is it effective or ineffective? That's a good way to talk about it. Is there something more important than this? Is it ethical or unethical? And then finally, a problem solution paper or an action paper. How can we fix this? What is the issue and how do we deal with it? Those are all great. And once again, these are all about the stages of debate. Finally, we can get down to the range of positions, which are basically pro-con or binary. A binary argument is one side or the other. Which is why when people say, I want to write about elder abuse. Okay, great. That's not a binary argument. You don't say, elder abuse is wrong. Oh, no, I love watching old people be beat up. It doesn't work like that. You need something a little bit more nuanced. And here it is, nuanced, mediated. There's got to be several parts to it, okay? So there's a lot to read here. If you get confused or you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Now we have understanding plagiarism, which honestly is going to be kind of connected to the assignment for this week. So I would like you to look through this page, and then you are actually going to watch or experience, I guess, a Nearpod assignment. So when you click on this, you'll see this. You'll have to log in and then just go through it. There's going to be a couple short videos, one little bit longer video in here. There's a lot of videos this first week. I'm sorry. And you're going to answer a couple of a couple of questions in here, and that will take care of this assignment. I will log you. You will get the points for it. Everybody will be happy. But read this page first. Okay, it'll talk to you about AI writing, which the Nearpod has a nice long video on AI writing and how we can use it and how we can't use it. Spoiler alert, you shouldn't use it much at all, okay? So proper use of AI, help you brainstorm, suggesting research questions, examining your draft for weaknesses and telling you where those weaknesses are so you can fix them. Improper use of AI, writing an essay for you. Duh. Don't ever have AI think for you. Don't have it paraphrase your sources. Do not have it edit your paper for you, okay? If you have to copy from AI and paste it in your paper, you have done it wrong, okay? Talk about improper use of sources, patch writing, and so forth, and that's all right here as well. We talked about the selecting appropriate topic video. I already showed you that on YouTube. The debatable topics list is already there. The academic integrity assignment, once again, is the Nearpod assignment. No problem. Oop, sorry. And here we go. And then your other assignment is this topic development brainstorm part 1. Personally, I don't know why they call it a topic development brainstorm, because you're not necessarily developing your topic with this one. If you click here, you will see that honestly, you're writing 3 paragraphs for me, okay? How I want you to do it, these 3 paragraphs. You're going to write about hobbies and special interests, your choice of major, and then your topics of interest. You're not necessarily jumping into anything deep, okay? Once you've written it, you're going to go back and comment on at least 2 of your peers. Now, if you're going to do that, do not say, I completely agree, or this sucks. Give actual feedback. That's very interesting. I am also a fan of Irish dance. Oh, that's really cool. I can't believe you're a New York Giants fan, though. Whatever it is, that's fine. But just make it look like it's red. To help you out, I've given you a sample post. So I've got right here, and please do not reply to this sample. Every semester, I get somebody replying to mine. Don't do it. I've written this in third person. If you know who Eric Draven is, email me and let me know, because I'd be very curious to see who's cool. In any case, so I wrote this same way, 3 paragraphs, and then you're just going to go underneath and click Start New Thread, and that's where it is, okay? And I think that should be about it. And that's the week, kids. Hopefully this wasn't as painful as you expected, even though it's just under a half hour. Couple that with the YouTube chapter listings I'm providing with this announcement, and you'll be able to glide through these videos pretty easily. Plan ahead, email me when you need me, and I'll be looking forward to seeing your topics, your ideas soon. Have a great week. Stay safe. See ya.